Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new FIFA 21 series. In this series we're just going to do a beta save with Tottenham, is kind of the aim of the game. We're just going to kind of do a few seasons whilst the beta's out, waiting for the the full game to be released. See kind of how it goes, to be honest. It's one where we're going to dabble with all different elements of the game and see how it goes. We've been playing Football Manager for years, we're not particularly good at it, but we're going to give it a go. Obviously this series is one way if you guys got any ideas, pop it in the comments and we'll go from there. Going to see how many episodes we can kind of drill out. We'll probably get a season done quite quickly, and what I'll do is kind of do videos on each kind of section as we go. This came out tonight, so this first episode is just going to literally be an overview of the club. What we'll have a look at is kind of, we'll set our initial tactics, we'll have a look around the players in the club, and maybe decide if we want to sign anyone, sell anyone, or anything along them lines. So we'll get kind of an idea of what we want to do. Before we get into the video, please do make sure to like and subscribe. We've got plenty more content coming. So we're doing Football Manager and FIFA now. We're going to be doing both. So we're going to have videos multiple times a week. Going to try and get to the point where we're almost doing daily uploads of one of them, whether it be FIFA or FM. Hopefully have a bit of both and kind of see how it goes, to be honest. But yeah, I suppose let's get into this. So we've picked Tottenham. The reason I picked Tottenham is they've got quite an exciting attack with Son, Kane and Bale. And Bale's kind of the main reason I went down this route. Wanted to kind of see what he's like, give him a go and see what we can kind of do with this. See if we can get Spurs into a position they've not managed to really get into in winning titles. I suppose doing what Mourinho's doing, trying to get them silverware. I'm a Chelsea fan, so for me picking Spurs is a bit odd, I suppose. But there's some quite exciting bits about them, so we're going to give it a go. So we've called ourselves Bertie Does Gaming, which is obviously the channel name, so we've just gone along with that. We've signed for Spurs. We've just got the generic kind of face and everything. 150 grand a week. Bear in mind we've got no managerial experience. It's pretty incredible, so I'll take that. If they could line that to me in real life, that'd be positively wonderful. So the media predicts us to finish 6th, which I think we can get top 4. Personally, I feel like we should be able to get top 4 if we play our cards right. But we've got the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao and the Europa League this year. Haven't got any of the faces or badges or kits in yet. It's something I will look to get kind of done in the coming days. So this is apparently our best 11, and it's difficult to disagree. I'm not a big fan of Eric Dyer. It's one where I know he's quite a good player, but I just personally, I'm not his biggest fan. We've got a few loan obligations and things like that, but we'll be able to have a look into that in a minute. So what they want from us as the club culture is to play attacking football, which is fine, more than happy to do that. Sign players under the age of 22 for the future. To be honest, that's probably more the route we'll go down with this. Try sign a couple of young players to see them develop and try getting first team football. Play possession football, so we want attacking possession football, that's okay. Maybe we'll go for like a tiki-taka. I don't know if we've really got the players for it though, we'll have a look. Develop players using the club's youth system. I don't really think they've got anything at the moment, but that is a requirement and that is what they want. Do not sign players over the age of 30, more than happy to do that. Sign English players, always a preference, I'll say due to registration rules. Entertaining football, I'll try, no promises. I'll say the attacking, possession and entertaining football, if we get the results they won't care about them, but that's obviously what they want. Maximum of a 2-year contract for players over the age of 30. That's fine. Work within the wage budget, of course. Don't want to make us go bankrupt. I'm pretty certain Levy's not going to want us to do that. Bankrupt the club. So we'll try and work very strictly within the finances. We'll get him up to a range of press conference, intra-squad friendly and advice report from the backroom staff, because why not? What we'll do is we'll call this beta save. There we go. So we've got that saving now. Now that's saved, right, let's have a look where we're at. So firstly, my first port of call always is to go over to the finances and have a look at the transfer budget. So if I actually go on Club Vision, you can see here that we've got 13 million and about 60k a week in wages. It tells you here a bit easier, doesn't it? Yeah, so we've got about 60k a week in wages to work with a 13 million budget. It's not massive, but with what we're looking to do, we're not making massive changes, because obviously they've got quite a few flips around themselves. So hopefully we don't have to make major changes. So yeah, we shouldn't have to do major amounts of transfers. We'll see. So let's go through this first bit of post. We're then going to jump around the club, have a look at a few of the players, see kind of what their stats are, who's going to, I suppose, be what we think our best players are going to be. I think they're kind of a given, but then see if we can predict some players that are going to do a little bit better along the way. So last year of contract, instantly I can see here Danny Rose, who I'm going to try and get rid of. I know that's something that I said I'll do in a second by looking through the club, but I think instantly Danny Rose needs to go. We'll get him out. So I'm just going to transfer list him, offer him out, and see if we get any offers in, because screw him. The other ones, there's enough time remaining on the contract. I can see here there's, if we go on potential and sort that up to the top, so we've got a couple of players here that are higher value, and we can trigger a clause. So what we'll do is we're just going to trigger the extension on these. So we've got a youngster lacking potential on £150 a week, but we've also got, so we'll trigger the extensions there. I think that's right. This one, Dermy Lasala, 65 grand. He looks awful, so we're just going to ignore that. And the rest, I suppose, don't really matter. The main one we want to get off the book here is obviously Danny Rose and probably Carter Vickers. So what we'll do is we'll offer Carter Vickers to clubs. We're going to set him as surplus to requirements, just because between them, that's 80 grand a week in wages, which we could really do with. So them two are gone. The other ones don't really matter, and they're not going to make that much of a change. Obviously, it wants us to create a tactic. We'll go and do that in a second. I'm just going to accept their current vision, because we looked through it and it all seems fair. And going on last year, there's no point in me trying to change anything, because they're just going to tell me to piss off in the first season. We might be able to get something going in the second season. So pre-season preparation, we're going to go for tactical. We're going to go for a tactical, just because we've got obviously tactical familiarity to get in and get everyone kind of used to the systems and things. We've got a 4-week pre-season. I started late pre-season, so we've got a short amount of time to get into it, just so we can get the ball rolling straight away. What's here? We need players, so we need another Englishman for registration. Yeah, we need another Englishman, I think. You can have a look here at obviously the biggest transfers. Chelsea spent the most. Nottingham Forest signed 20 players. Wow. Or I suppose sold and brought in 20, isn't it? And then this is what they advise. So we've got good youth facilities. Obviously we want to increase that. We want the best youth facilities. Obviously if they want us to develop youth players, we need to build that up. That's not going to be a first season request. Second season we can probably get that ball rolling. Or maybe halfway through if we're doing well in January. Harry Kane making the captain. It's one where at the moment I don't really want to approach that. I'm going to approach all the corner takers, free kick, set piece takers, etc. towards the end. So when we're coming up to the season, just in case we sign anyone who's kind of a bit more adept. So formation-wise, and the way we're going to play, I'm just trying to work it out. We're going to go with a vertical tick-attacker, because it gets the wingers involved a bit more, and obviously what we've got is pretty good. They want us to play an attacking, or more attacking style. I'm going to be playing positive, I think. I think attacking's a bit much. I want 2 inside forwards for certain. Oh, I'll have him on support though. And then Harry Kane. Trying to decide how I want Harry Kane to set up. It's probably going to be an attacking target man. No, actually. Maybe a pressing forward, just because if he gets the ball, we can whip that in quite nicely. Obviously, he's pretty good at that. We're going to play through the centre with underlaps from the fullbacks. I might change that to overlap. I'm going to change that to overlaps because we've got him inside forward, so they're going to cut in, and then the fullbacks can come up. I think that's the best. We want to work the ball into the box. But we're going to go with a little bit of a higher tempo on the tick-attacker, so we are passing around quite quickly, retaining the possession well. For transition, we want to, I think we're quite happy with that, to be honest, counter-pressing, take short kicks out to the defence and fullbacks. We kind of want to distribute to the defence, and then out we go from there. I think that's the best plan. Out of possession, I don't want to muck around with the line too much until we've played a bit more. Then we're going to know. We want to be extremely urgent on our press. We really want to press teams. But then, is that going to knacker them out? Maybe we'll try more urgent. If need be, we can push that up. Then I think that's a better thing. Starting 11 for me. Obviously, this comes down to personal preference. I go Harry Kane up front, Son on the left, and Bale on the right. Then we've got a backup on the right of Lucas Moura, on the left of Bergwijn. So I think we're quite happy on the wings. Who's the backup striker? There isn't really a backup striker. We've got this Carlos Vinicius they brought in, so I need to have a look at his stats. But, to be honest, that's a bit jibby. To be honest, I think we might have to sign a striker. Maybe we'll bring a young player in, or see if we can recall like Troy Parrott from loan. That might be the route we go. When it comes to midfield, I think Højbjerg's a guarantee. This is really difficult to bloody change. I'll just do it from here. I think Højbjerg needs to be more of a supportive playmaker. Let's have a look here. The advanced playmaker can operate in central midfield, attacking midfield. Advanced playmaker aims to drop in holes between the opposition midfield and defence, making them available for his teammates passing, aim to turn defence into attack instant. We'll do that. We'll have a supportive advanced playmaker there. We're then going to have him next to a box-to-box midfielder, which is, I think, where it gets a little bit more complex. Because you've got Dele Alli, for example, who actually looks quite good. In real life, he's not always all that, but he's just got the right stats. He's a bit flary. He can pass the ball okay. I'm going to swap them round. I'm going to have Dele Alli as the advanced playmaker, Højbjerg as that box-to-box. And then in this CDM role, we're probably going to go with a deep lying playmaker who's a bit more defensive. Probably Tanguy on Ndombele. That's what I personally would look to do. I might be wrong though. When it comes to our wing-backs, we're going to have supportive wing-backs. There's the obvious options here of Reguilon. On the right, we've got Doherty, who they've just brought in, which is quite nice for us. We don't have to worry about going out and signing another one. So we're going to have two wing-backs. And then I like playing with ball-playing defenders. They might not necessarily be what they've got at the moment, but I quite like the idea of them playing it out nicely. See, Eric Dyer is a 3-star, so he should go in. I need to have a look at his stats. Let's have a look. Eric Dyer, see, defensively he is so solid. Yeah, I can't not play him. It's one where I think he's probably our second best option over Alderweireld. Alderweireld is just a little bit slower now, 10 pace, that's very slow. May need to look to bring another one in kind of late down the line. Depends if we bring any money in. When it comes down to rotation though, we've obviously got rotations on the wings. Midfield, I feel like we're quite comfortable. We've obviously Dyer can slot in. Centre mid-wise, we've got Ali, Højbjerg, Winks, Lascelles, Sissoko. They're actually pretty stacked on that position. Centre back, Tanganga's injured. I want to have a look at him though. Let's go on Tanganga's profile. So he's not going to be that. He's going to be this, if anything. So he's got the stats here. Passing's not quite there, but he's obviously young. He's got quite good potential at 3.5 stars. So when he comes back from his injury, whenever that is, 3 to 6 weeks, so by the time the season starts, he may start to get a look in the team, or at least in cup games, we're going to try and integrate him in quite nicely. But we may need to sign another centre-back. Ben Davies is the backup left-back. I think we still have Aurier, don't we? Yeah, we have Aurier as the right-back and Laurie in goal. So overall, squad depth's actually very good. When it comes down to it, though, we realistically need to sign a striker. Obviously, with them wanting us to sign English, there's lots of things we can do. Who do they recommend? So Phil Foden, firstly, 20 years old, 5-star potential, and he looks phenomenal. Wow, what a player he is! And they put him in centre mid. Jesus, he's going to tear up. The older he gets, the better he's going to get. So we're never going to get him. Johnny Evans, 32 years old though, 11 mil. That's kind of tempting, but it's a lot of our budget. Who's this? Tuta, a Brazilian centre-back. What do they say about him? Failed to get a work permit. So we're just going to ignore that one. If he's going to fail to get a work permit, there's no point. Right, so we know what we want to get. We want to try and get a young, preferably English striker within our 13 million budget. I'm going to go on to doubtful. They don't necessarily need to want to join us, but obviously it would be preferred. I think we're going to look for 20 years and younger, and then go through here. See if there's anyone else really. So first I'm going to start by getting a scout report on Alexander Isak. Had him before when I was Real San Sebastian last season, and he's tore up. He was really good, so that's always nice to have. You've then got Thales Magno, was a previous FM legend. Michael Obafemi is going to be quite expensive. We need to try, see, like the pricing plummets dramatically. What we want to do is edit this, and we want to add a nationality in of English, and just see. So Tyrese Campbell, who's currently at Stoke, he's got some decent all-round stats, but he's not quite there yet, let's be honest. 17-year-old Liam Delap, I doubt we're going to be able to get for anything cheap. To be honest, I think the English striker this year is going to be near impossible. With the budget we're working with, we've not got enough. So I think the young one could be difficult. Let's just have a look. Min-max on age. Is there anyone, for example, on the transfer list? It's probably a good place to start. With the budget we've got, who have we got around? No one, let's be honest. It's not looking positive. Just having a look through, quick skim, see if anyone is there. Tom Eves from Hull, previous Gillingham players moved across. Gillingham's probably going to be our main save, I think, when we get kind of the full game. Will Grigg, is he on fire? He's at Sunderland, and no, he's not. He's on the transfer list. John Guidetti, Jesus Christ. I always had him as older than 28 now. Right, so no, that's not very good. Maybe we go with the way the market's going in real life and have a look at potential loan. We've already got one loanee, so let's just have a look if anyone else has been put on the loan list that could tempt us. Like Michael Obafemi's there. I'm going to get a scout report on him. He looks trash. I shouldn't have scout reported him. All in all, though, there's no one really that's kind of ticking the boxes in them transfer listed areas. So we just want to have a look at who's kind of willing to sign for us as a striker and find out how much we can get. So like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, that's kind of a first team striker. We need to be having a look for that second string. I wonder how much they want for Ansu Fati. I'll get a scout report on him. Moussa Dembele, like, that's one that's a classic kind of FM signing. William Jose, he'd be a good backup. From my save last year, really good. He could be well worth it. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see, I suppose. When we're going through, obviously, the pricing's still quite high compared to where we are money-wise. Edouard, we'll have a scout report. Ilicic, just on the pure fact, I keep signing him on Football Manager. He's 32. That's not going to happen. Timu Puki, I can't bring myself to do that. Morelos, he's only at 13 mil, so it depends. Like, is it still going to be a situation where I have a look and they go, yeah, you can sign him, but it's going to cost you 90 million on some of these. So we've really got to try and weigh up what we can and what we can't get. I'll do more of this off stream because I can imagine this isn't great to watch. Patrick Bamford, let's get a scout report. But let's have a look at him. So Patrick Bamford's having quite a good time in his return to the Premier League, or Leeds' return to the Premier League. All round, he looks very average. That's as a winger, though. He is a striker at the end of the day. All in all, looks a bit naff. That's my honest opinion. He looks a bit naff. So I'll go through players afterwards. Let's have a quick overview of some of our players, and if there's anyone we're willing to get rid of. So value-wise, obviously Harry Kane's at the top with 80 mil. Like Lo Celso, for example, when did he officially sign? Last season for 27 mil. So I could sell him this season. He was a loan the season before. Personally, I'm not a big fan. And he's a centre attacking mid, which we're not playing with. 3.5 star, 3.5 stars, worth 33 mil. Do you know what? We're probably going to cause upset here. We're going to transfer list him. No, we're not actually. We're just going to offer him out to clubs. We're going to test the waters, see if anyone's interested in the sell. So if we can get 30 million in for him, huge change to our transfer window. We could probably go get a proper centre mid in or a real big centre back and go from there. Eric Lamella's another one. I don't want him. He's got an absolute... He can actually be transfer listed, I don't care. That could upset him. How's his stats? His stats are really good. Look at the mentals on him. Oh my god. Maybe that was the wrong decision. But 27.5 mil, like, I don't have plans for him, so he can go. Harry Winks, he can stay. I'd rather someone better than Aurier, but I'm going to hold out before I offer him out because I'd rather see what money we can get in and go from there. Joe Rodon. You look naff. They've just signed him. I can't get rid. Okay, he stays. Danny Rose is off out. Joe Hart, Tanganga. That's about it really for what I want to kind of get rid of. Under 23s. How long is Troy Parrott injured? 2 to 4 weeks. Can we? We can't recall from loan in the first 28 days. That's fine. So we might be able to in January bring him back. How is he looking? He's worth £18 million. Do you know what? I need to get... If he's playing at Millwall, that's fine, as long as he's playing. And we've got Juan Foyth out as well. That's fine. He's probably going to get sold when he comes back. And then same with Ryan Sessegnon. Probably going to get sold when they return. I don't have much interest in them. Then when it comes to Skip, he's got some great all-round mental stats here. When it comes to the technical abilities, a bit shocking. But he's really young. So it's going to be hit and miss. What I need to do is see what's going to come in. What we're going to do is we're going to do one continue, see what comes through. I think we have to do our introduction to squad, or maybe we'll go up to the point until we introduce the squad, just so we can see kind of the new interactions with like arms out, point finger, and all that type of stuff. We'll see kind of what's going on, and then that's probably it for today's video. It's only going to be a short one, just an introduction to the series, kind of going over who we're going to be, what our plans are. Our plans, win a trophy. I don't really care what one. I'll take the League Cup, but we'll see. We have an inter-squad friendly against the Tottenham second team. Why did I offer him specifically to Bournemouth? I don't know why it's told me they're not willing to make an offer. Right, Danny Rose has received some offers. 3.5 million from West Ham. Oh, I like this. So basically, if I accept West Ham's offer, I can go to Everton and say, West Ham have offered 3.5 mil. Are you going to match it? And I can offer an ultimatum. Let's just have a look first before I do that, whether it's negotiable. It's not. So what we'll do is we're going to accept this, and we're going to accept and give ultimatum to selected clubs. So I'm going to give Everton a chance to sign him for 3.5 million. Say, this is your last chance, sign him, or he's going to West Ham. So hopefully that helps. Neither want contribution towards the wage, which is incredible. We want that 60 grand a week back. So, right, let's have a look here. West Ham. Okay, right. So the agent, this is new. I quite like this. The agents come to me and said, if you pay me 525 grand, or us 525 grand, my client will go to West Ham. Let's see if I can negotiate down to 250k. I'm willing to negotiate. I believe a payoff is suitable of that. But I feel like you're being unreasonable because you asked for that before. I'm going to do it because I want that 60 grand a week. That's quite a bit. But we still get like 3 million and he's 60 grand a week back, taking off that half mil. So we're just going to agree it. If he now doesn't go to West Ham, he's rotting in the reserves. For the last year of his contract, he won't play football. He's going to be dead to me. Don't want to know him. But we'll see what happens. Right, so Tottenham contract extensions have happened. We're then going to go to the code of conduct. Right, my code of conduct is always pretty strict. If you miss training, the first time, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but after that, 2 weeks. Gone AWOL, if you've just vanished, 2 weeks wage fine. Multiple booking ban, you get a warning then you get half a week, then you get a week, then you get 2 weeks. I think that's fair. If you get sent off for a second booking, I'll fine you half a week, then I'll fine you a week, and then you get 2 weeks. If you repeatedly get sent off, if you're 3 times in a season, I'm taking 2 weeks' wages off you. If you're sent off for a straight red, you can have a warning, but then after that, it's 1 week, then 2 weeks. I feel like that's fair. That's my personal opinion. If you're going to be a dick, you're going to get fined. Unless it's a really good kind of last-ditch 90th minute, they're going for an own goal, hack them out. I'm fine with that, but that doesn't always happen. Right, so Lo Celso, if I transfer list him, apparently it's going to persuade clubs to come in. So we'll transfer list him and offer him out. We're going to try and persuade Lamela to find a new club. So, hey, what do you want to talk about? So I'm here with Eric and with Luke Ellison, who is his agent. I've asked you to another club without generating any interest. I quite like these gestures. I can pound my fist, be like, you need to do this. I can point my finger. I can wave my hand. Is that like, or is that like? Open arms. Raise hands. Like, what can I go with? On a point finger, I really think this is best for your career. I understand your position, but I'm afraid I don't want to find myself a new club. So Lamela now hates me. That's probably not a good start. Right, team report for introduction. Do you know what? The strengths, we can locate them. What do they think we're weak at? Overall depth. Apparently, the quality of player drops off dramatically outside the first team, which I kind of agree with. Aerial reach, there is some concern about the aerial ability amongst our goalkeepers. That's concerning. Command of the area. Right, apparently Hugo Lloris is a shit goalkeeper, is what they're saying. Helpful. Then we've got a bunch of loan bits and bobs going through. Yep, that's it, young, so they can go off on loan, that's fine. Harvey White on loan. I've got my assistant manager or director of football controlling all of the loan for the young players. Right, so Danny Rose, I can ask him to make it quicker, but I'm not going to try and piss him off with that. I feel like I'm just going to go at him. Derek Langley, is he one of my scouts? Oh, he's not. Have we gone in for him? That's fine. Right, hopefully this is the last continue. Here we go, 13 million for Lo Celso. That's a joke of an offer. I'm not accepting £13 million. He's worth 33, non-negotiable as well. But I'd take 25. I think 25 is quite fair. We'll go 25 mil, and if I'd accept 20, let's be honest. But maybe I'm being stupid. Right, here we go. So this is where we're going to end it. We're going to introduce ourselves to the squad, go through this, and then that's probably the last bit of the video. So introduce ourselves. So just want to take the opportunity to introduce myself as the new Tottenham manager. Right, so you start off by making promises. You can make squad, youth and transfers, and staff and coaching. I'm prepared to accept suitable offers for any of you if they come in should you want to leave. Hugo Lloris isn't too bothered by that, which is good. Whilst raise hands. So like, okay, we'll raise our hands like this. Going to give the youth a chance this season. Everyone's really happy with that, apart from Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale's like, don't play the youngsters, play me, which I'm fine with. And I can also say, if anyone's willing or anyone is interested in taking a coaching thing, let me know. No one cared about that because we've got quite a young team. Don't know why I said that. So, Yes, perfect. Everyone's happy. I gave them a reasonable amount of promises. Kind of threw some bits out there that weren't necessarily true regarding coaching and stuff, but hopefully no one wants to go there. Right, so I think personally that we can qualify for the Champions League. Everyone agrees and is satisfied with that. So outstretched arm, wait, pump fists. So we're going, yeah. So we're going to pump our fists and say that's exactly the reaction we're after. And I'll also be aiming to reach. Then pumping the fists again, reaching the final of the Europa League. And they think it's achievable. And so do I, let's be honest. Like, we're one of the better teams in there. Then outstretched arms, that's exactly the reaction we're after. We're just going to say, reach the final of the FA Cup. That's exactly the reaction we're after. And the code of conduct. Well, that's great. Outstretched arms. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. So the summary. Conversation appeared to have negative impact on Bale's morale. So Bale is the only one, because I said about playing youngsters, Bale's upset. Right, so Laurie, Harry Kane's son, Danny Rose and Moussa Sissoko all wanting to play youth. Danny Rose, Moussa Sissoko, Højbjerg, Davinson Sanchez and Reguilon, I think, that is, saying if a big transfer comes in they want to go. I'm fine with that. That's worked out alright. But who knows. Right, so we've just done one more continuing. Transfers coming typical. Bayern have come in 25 million for Lascelles, so see my hand, bite it. Just bite it off. You can have him. 25 million, you're gone. That's a huge amount of money for us. Massive. I bet I didn't look at. We give 100% of our transfer revenue. Yeah, take him. Take him. 25 million. We're going to be able to make massive changes with that. Also, we've got 3.5 million coming in for Danny Rose. And that's about it, I think. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Right. So that's that. I now need to check. I need to read these inboxes. Right, we've got to meet the media. It's a new way of doing it, so I'm kind of interested. Let's attend. Start my press conference. Okay. What does it feel like to be the new manager? Smile warmly. It's a real honour. Many people think that Tottenham's wage budget is simply too small for you to bring in the high quality players I need. That's actually true. The wage budget is tiny for a club this size. And especially where they want you to get like top 4, that's really low. I'm going to say I work with what I've got, no talks planned. Considering that you're a Chelsea fan, it seems a little strange that you've taken on the Tottenham Hotspur job. Will your love of Tottenham's rivals cause any conflict in your approach to managing the club? Yes. That is the only reason I don't like Eric Dyer, because he was a dirty git in one of the games. So, shake head. Don't think who I support matters. The facilities at the club are fantastic. Are you excited about the opportunity? Yeah, of course we are. Smile warmly. Absolutely delighted with the facilities. You've taken the step into football management despite being just 25 years of age. Critics have suggested that you will struggle to command respect in a dressing room that contains players that are older than you. What do you say to that? Pointing the finger. I don't think age is important. Your playing career was a huge success at this sort of level. My playing career is foot champs. I played FIFA. That's about as far as it goes for my footballing career. And I'm crap at that, so we're screwed. Tottenham are in trouble now. But management is a new challenge for you. Do you think your experience will aid the transition? Smile warmly. Yeah, I believe so. Having been born in London, you must surely share some sort of connection with the fans despite not being a supporter yourself. Smile warmly. Absolutely. No. I have no connection. I say I'm from London. I'm not. I'm from Kent. But I just put London because it's easier. Does this squad have the necessary quality for you to achieve your targets? Nah. We need more. But actually, we've got a fantastic squad. That's going to bite me in the arse, I bet you. I bet you if we start losing, they're going to say, well, you said you have a fantastic squad. Have you had a chance to meet the players yet? A new manager means time. I've just said there's a real buzz around the group. Bale's not happy, but everyone else seemed alright. Everyone else is pretty pleased with the promises and what we're aiming to do. So, but Bale's just not happy with playing the kids. So that's fine. What would you have? Just said I intend to show them. Can you talk about the club's potential? Where you'd like to take the team? We'll aim higher, probably higher than we can realistically achieve, but that's how we have to start. We want to win things, we want to be successful, don't want to overshoot it. What approach will you take to training? We're going to have to wait and see. I don't want to tell people. How important is it to have players like Reguilon to build around? I'm not going to take away, like, if someone asks about a player, I want to praise that player, unless they've been bad, and then I'm going to criticise them. So, yeah, it's going to be swings and roundabouts. We're going to see what happens. Hugo Lloris continue as captain. I haven't made any decisions regarding captaincy yet. I could come out of this and he'd be pissed off. Do you feel the squad could do with strengthening any particular areas? I'm not prepared to talk about transfer policy. You've taken charge when it's widely expected that Dele Alli will leave the club. I'm not going to discuss it. If Dele Alli gets a good bid, we'll sell him because he's replaceable. While some managers are famous for their hands-on approach, others maintain a more reserved manner with their players. How do you see your management style? I'm not going to discuss internal policy. It is often said that different managers favour different competitions. Will you be concentrating primarily on getting good results in the Premier League? I have no feeling either way. We're going to go for everything. So we go to the summary. So there was a slightly positive reaction. Notable highlights, what does it feel like to be the new Tottenham manager? But all in all, like, everyone's quite happy with that, so that's fine. So we've done our first press conference, we got this. Intra-squad friendly. Let's just see what the result was. I know I keep saying I'm going to stop, but now I'm addicted again. This is what happens with Football Manager. I can't stop. It's insane. But there we go. Intra-squad friendly. We just want to see the result. Who did well? Who played for what side? So 4-1. We beat the second 11. So who scored? Dele Alli scored. Toby Alderweireld scored. Harry Kane scored. Rodell Richards. So not bad. Dominant performance actually from the first team. Gutting to concede, but all in all that's pretty good. I've just seen something. Only 1 to 2 days in the injury. That's fine. Tottenham coast past Spurs. Spurs are Tottenham. Tottenham are Spurs. So Tottenham have coast past themselves. Of course they do. It's an intra-squad friendly. You're fools. But yeah, that's that. That's where we're going to leave it for today, guys. Obviously, we're going to get episodes up as frequently as possible on this. We want to show as much as possible. I think the next time we meet will be either transfer deadline day or the first game of the season. I can't remember what one comes first now. I feel like it's the first game of the season. By then, hopefully, we've done some transfers. That's kind of it for now. Obviously, let me know down below in the comments what you'd do. What if I'm being silly? Any transfers you disagree with? Let me know down below. But in the meantime, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all soon. Take it easy.